What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? I say what's up, everybody. How you doing, where you doing, who you doing with? Blow your 007, what's happening? You know what it is, I'm back with it. This is Nexus War. Woo-hoo. RTS base build game. PvP. You know how we do. Alright, so this has been forthcoming. Reason is because I actually have been playing this for the whole month of Feb. I think it not necessarily the whole month. I think it was the 7th of Feb until the 7th of March, 8th of March actually. Today is the 9th. 8th. Today is the 8th of March. And so yeah, this is day 31 basically. Day 31. And yeah, 31 days playing this game daily, non-stop, and free to play, F2P. Yeah, haven't bought anything either than just a daily, this particular item here, 0.99. It's just that I bought it like once just to check what's up, and yeah, that's it. Alright, so everything else has been just basically free to play stuff. Alright, free to play. So in this particular episode or gameplay walkthrough, what I will be doing is just giving you tips. Alright, just giving you tips. Check my power, 5 million, 5.2 million. Alright, so how did I get to base level 16 while F2P on Nexus War? Alright, let me just begin by starting here. Your barracks and your other plants or barracks are actually very important, meaning you need to be training troops. All right, you need to train as much troops as you can, particularly when you begin the game. Make sure you train a lot of troops. They need to fill up your troop number. This thing right here at the top, the number of troops in which the hero is able to lead. So you need to make sure that the hero is able to lead the whole, whatever the cap is. You need to max that cap. All right, you need to max that cap. As you can see here below, the capacity for each of my heroes is met on a high level. All right, so currently I'm at what you call this, tier 6 units, right? So I need to convert all these 5s into 6 and increase their capacity, and then make sure that I'm using high level units at max capacity per hero, and that will improve your overall power and load. All right, so that's very important from offset. Now another thing now that plays a key role in is that it will help you to convert your troops. So if you are starting between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, I think normally you'll start between 2 and 3, but whatever the case is, just make sure you push these things up, because then it's going to kick in whereby you will be able to upgrade. See this icon, the green icon popping up? It means I can click here and upgrade those particular troops. So that kicks in. I'm not sure as to what base level is that, but it kicks in. And I think it's also a research item that you need to unlock. I'm not quite sure, kind of forgot. It's been a month, man. All right, so yes, that will then help you to convert those units into higher level, higher tier units. So it's very important. Maxed it out, you won't waste it. Now while I'm here, I might as well just go right ahead and reveal a secret here. Now, converting a tier to the next tier is quite cheap and saves a lot of time. Very cheap and saves a lot of time. Now, this has been tested for tier 3 to tier 5. So I was converting all my tier 3s into tier 5s, and that's when I began to do the math to check how much it cost me to train a tier 5 unit. Because the time it took was 11 hours, and then the time it took to train a tier 3 unit was 4 hours, and then the time it took to upgrade the tier 3 unit into a tier 5 unit, that took 5 hours. So altogether it was 9 hours, which means I'm up by 2 hours in terms of time saved. So I'm saving 2 hours. Number 2, it costs less resources to make a tier 4 unit. All right, a tier 3 unit versus a tier 5. In fact, let's see if I can speed this up. I can. All right, so as you can see, to train a tier 3 unit, you only need food. To train a tier 5, you need food and this item called Prior Stone. Yeah, Prior Stone. So you need Prior Stones and food or fruits to train a tier 5 unit, and it costs you 150 Prior Stones and 592. Well, it depends on how much level you are in terms of capacity on training, right? It will depend. But what I'm saying is, whatever the food count is on your side, it's better to train a tier 3. As you can see, it's 4 hours versus 11 hours, right? So if I were to train these guys here and then upgrade them, they are going to going to take less time for me to convert them and cost a lot less resources. Now, when you train them, when you upgrade them, they're gonna cost slightly more food, not 592, just slightly less, and it's gonna cost you 150k Pyre Stone. That's just the cap for any 5 unit. It's 150. Whether you're upgrading the previous ones, even if you're upgrading the 4s, upgrading them is gonna cost you, let me see, oh, it says 39 here, and then upgrading 5s, let me see, yes, that's another thing. Like I said, the closer you get to the next level tier, the cheaper the resources, and I think the more the time, or less the time. So cheaper the resources, less the time. So it costs 667. Let's say it costs you 700k food and 170 Prior Stone to train a tier 6 unit for 14 hours, right? However, it costs you 600k fruit and 150 Prior Stone to train a tier 5 unit, and it costs you 11 hours. So you save 3 hours, all right? Now, if you were to then, so you have saved 3 hours, and then you plus that 3 hours by 2, so you've basically saved an hour, all right? You've basically saved an hour and 675k. It was 150, so it's 160, 170, so it's 170k. So it cost you 775k and food to train and upgrade a tier 5 to a tier 6. It cost you 170k to train and upgrade a tier 5 into a tier 6, and it will save you 1 hour less. That's how it works. So that's the secret here. It seems to be going throughout, all right? So that is what I'm saying. As you begin the game, when you start training, just train and max each and every cap of your heroes. Max it out. You won't regret it. All you have to do once you get to tier 5s, convert all your 3s into 5s. Now, before you convert them all, there's another secret that we have found here in this particular thing here. It's that tier 1s or tier 2s are in particular, let's just get right here and convert the 4s. I need more pyrostone. I've got some resources. Another thing, the game sort of jams up sometime. It needs proper connection. Alright, so while that training is going on, let's come here, speed these things up. Alright, let's get in here. Now, these guys here, where can I get more information? Right here. Alright, so let's check out the load capacity. The load capacity for tier 1s is 6.2, and then the load capacity for 6, let's see if that increases. Hello. Aha, you see the load capacity for tier 6 is 4.7, which is very less. It's very less. All right, this tier 5s 5.1, tier 4s 5.5, tier 3s 5.8, tier 2s should be 6.2. Okay, and 6.2. All right, so you're better off training and then let's look at the speed. Where's the speed? Marching speed 36, and then for 1 36. Yeah, you're better off training tier 2s because they have more attack than anything. And if you check the speed for these guys, it's 34 versus 36, so it sort of decreases. Let me just double check that. Tier 6 32. Yeah, so that's the secret. That another secret or cheat that we have found is that okay, the one for converting troops or upgrading them to higher tiers and training lower tier troops to the next higher tier saves you time and resources. That cheat, that's yours truly. I found that cheat out on my side. I did the math, and then this cheat that I'm gonna tell you now, I got that from my man Thrad here. This is our message when he had actually invited me to join his alliance, and at the time it was top 3. We'll get to that, the importance of having to be in a clan or guild, particularly at a higher level. We'll get to that. For now, this is his cheat. Thrad had noted that if you were to train tier 2s, he said tier 1s, but it's the same difference. So if you were to train as much as you, I don't know how much, but if you were to spend time, so let's say for an example, you are starting up, you're going to be starting up with this titan here. I call it the alpha titan. You can actually name your titans. Yeah, this is my alpha titan. This is the first titan you start off with, right? You're going to be opening up like I think 1 or 2 positions. Fill the heroes up that you start with. All right, you're gonna have tier 1s. You're gonna move from tier 1 to tier 2s. Just mix up the tier 2s. Mix it up. Once you get to tier 3, continue mixing up your tier 2s. All right, continue mixing them up based on the capacity of your hero, of course. Mix it up until you are able to convert your tier 2s to tier 3s. Now once the conversion kicks in, I would suggest you don't convert the tier 2s. Begin now to upgrade your tier 3s. Begin just building tier 3s it's like standard, it's normal. All right, you don't, those are the basic units that you can actually thrash out, like highly pump up. So begin to then train your tier 3s. Obviously your hero capacity will be increasing, which means your tier 2 units will go slightly lower. So what are you doing? Basically what you're doing is you are getting your tanks. Again, I'm talking about tanks here, right? You are getting as much tanks as you can to help you when you're gathering resources. This is now the Thra cheat. Let's call it Thra cheat, right? The first one was Mloyo cheat. This one is the Thra cheat. In order for you to be able to gather a lot of resources out in the field. So as you can see here, my guys are currently gathering here. So for you to be able to gather a lot of resources right from the back, all right, offset, you are starting up, you have a nice a low base. In order for these guys to come back with a lot of loot, all right, a lot of resources gathered, you need to send tanks, all right? And when you send tanks, they will march to the gathering speed much faster, and they will actually gather a lot of resources in terms of capacity load, and then they will bring a lot of resources for you. All right, so train a lot of tier 2s. Don't convert the tier 2s. Don't be like me. I actually found out that cheat a bit late, and I couldn't just go back and leave everything and just begin to train tier 2s. I was already gone. So that's another cheat, guys. Train your tier 2s, max up the load capacity for each position or each hero. Send them. You're gonna be fast. They travel fast. That's another thing. So no matter how far the resource tile is, they're gonna get there faster. And then they're gonna start then gathering, and then they're gonna come back with a lot of load for you, for your city, especially while you're starting up. All right. So those are the cheats for your for your tanks and your units. All right. Upgrading your units costs you less time, less resources into a higher tier. All right. And the closer you are to the higher tier, the less resources and the less time to train and convert. Oh, sorry, to basically train and convert. All right. And then train tanks, maximize your tier 2 tanks, tier 2, specifically tier 2. They march faster towards your resource tile, and they can carry a lot of load. Cool. That's that. That's for you when starting off. All right. Well, do that. Might as well push that, and in fact, let me stop using my resources and just take all this stuff here. It's maxed out anyway. And then begin a train or upgrade. Yeah, train, upgrade, train, upgrade, train, upgrade. Saves time, save resources, works for you. All right. Secondly, seeing that I'm clicking here, research. Look, push your research. Yeah. All right. No matter which one you choose, just push your research. All right. For Titan, it's best you get to the point where you can have 3 heroes leading your Titan. All right. It's good. Oh yeah, there's something else here. In terms of your heroes, there are heroes which you can use, like these guys here. As you can see, it says Alpha at the beginning there, and then it says Omega. These Omega guys, those are my last Titan. All right. And then Itri here, sort of my main character. When you begin, you choose a character. I'm not sure why you choose a character, but it becomes epic instead of legendary. Let the hero become, let the character that you're choosing to play the clan as be legendary. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you can feel free to actually upgrade that hero. Because now I'm hardly using Itri. If I have all gold heroes like this, there's no need for Itri. Anyway, what I'm saying now is, as you can see, Alpha, right? Alpha has Haino, Sintra, and as well as Zafar. They are all artillery based heroes. They only do artillery. I don't know who that guy is. Let's go back. Alpha. Yeah, so as you can see here, artillery is what they specialize in. Okay, so you can actually put recommended formations. this is part of the recommended formations, that if you actually have these three as artillery titan, specifically dealing with artillery, you will have a lot of firepower. All right, there's currently 76 likes, or 77 now, because yours truly who likes this. And then you have all other formations that you can have, but this is the formation that I managed to get in terms of legendary heroes obtained. So you can push that. So you can have in your titan, basically you don't have to have like this guy does like your artillery, this guy does your infantry, this one does your tank. You don't have to do that. You can put an all artillery unit as you see here, in as much as when you're going for gathering, you can put all tanks on your first titan, your second titan, and your third titan. All tanks, all right? They march faster, they gather resources faster. So depending on the heroes and how the formations, the recommended formations, you can actually have an all infantry, maybe all artillery, and all tank titans differently. And then what you can do from there, click this button here, and then begin to suit up or build up the particular titan towards that particular infantry, artillery, or tank base damage, right? So how that rolls is going to, as alpha, go here, click, hey, go here. Where is the thing? Oh, it's not here, it's actually down here. There you go, this guy right here. So you click on that part set. Here below here, these are the parts and upgrades that you can do for your titans, right? There's a gathering enhancement which you can actually do. You can do 3 mountain mover, which means you'll be able to suit up your titan based on the completed set for gathering. So once you know you've done all your fights and everything, and you are ready to go and gather resources, you just put different parts on your titans for gathering. So you put them gathering titan, you put this guy mountain mover on each of your titan, and then you send them out there. They will do what? They'll gather, they will have a gathering speed and extra resources that will be obtained from gathering as well. All right, so that will boost up you, but this opens later in the game. So as you progress towards expensive upgrades and stuff like that, you really need a lot of resources coming in from the guys as they come from gathering. So you can begin just to work on this. I think this is a very vital tool to actually upgrade and use. Unlike this nonsense here, Metro Lab, like all it does is just waste my resources. So what it does is just basically give you more analysis speed and power, and that's it. And then I'm not interested. And then produce here helps you to produce these guys here, but you can obtain them from jungling and stuff like that out there in the field. But this helps you basically when I actually research these things, or research these things, it's for helping these guys to actually get parts. That's why I would do that. All right, so where was I? Back at the titan here, this thing here. So this is for tanks, this is for artillery, and this is for infantry. All right, so each of your titans can roll. You can have an infantry based titan, artillery based titan, and tank based titan. You can have that, you can do that based on whatever heroes you have. All right, and then send those guys forth, and then they will do damage. So that's the thing there that I've noted that you can do. So I was actually at research. So and so what I've begun to do, which I did quite late, I even thought of changing my titans, is now I need to upgrade basically solely my artillery units for my Alpha Titan. I need to max this out completely. I don't need to max the other guys. It's fine. I've wasted resources and time on that one. Don't be like me. Once you have gotten to level 3, begin to choose between your tank, your infantry, or your artillery for your Alpha Titan. Again, you can have all of them, but basically if you have legendary heroes, the formation that I have, you can actually mix it up. There's this lady that I see others are using. You can use you can use Hano, Zafa, and as well as this lady that you have, Toma. The game sort of pushes her quite a lot. So a lot of guys actually have this on their first formation, because you hardly get Sintra. I was lucky to get Sintra. So yes, so you can put Hano, Zafa, and Toma, or Sintra and Toma, and mix it up like that. Why? Toma is balanced. She's balanced, so she can lead an infantry or artillery or a tank based units, right? So if you mix her up with these guys here, then you can still have an artillery team, and then you can just focus on that on your research. All right, so that's for researching. Just make sure you just stick to just one gap. For an example, on my side here, when it comes to my when it comes to my central, this is Central Titan. Yeah, while I'm here, I'm gonna just straight through and say this is a Central Titan. This is your second Titan that you open up in the game. I think at 12, 10, 11, 12, something there. Yeah, so second, they call it Central Titan. Now Central Titan, yes, so what I'm gonna do here is just make it an all tank based team. All right, I've already got the guys with the tanks. Just need to get one more and change this lady, and then all the infantry team will go to my E3 team, the last team. Just infantry will just go there. It's no problem. All right, so you can do that. Now while I'm here, central unit, third tip. Okay, just to do that again, just to run you through that. Your heroes, they can be put, you can put the same unit heroes. They can lead the same type of unit. By unit, I mean either the infantry unit, artillery unit, or tank unit. So your heroes can lead 3 similar units. Okay, they can, depending on which ones. Just check the stats, right? You can do that, and then on your research, you can push that particular research. You can train that particular power, or increase that particular unit's damage, shield, meaning defense, and so forth. All right, you can do that. And then when it comes to your tank parts, make 3 mountain movers for your 3 titans, so that when they can go together, they can get that buff, and then build the 3 different titans that you will roll with your titans. Yeah, this is a tank defense against infantry, tanks damage, artillery defense against tanks, and so on and so forth. Yeah, you can do that. Now moving on to central Titan, there's this thing here called policy committee. Policy committee opens up sometime during the game, level 8, and city reaches level 8, and that's when you can actually get your Central Titan. So it's level 8, not 12 or 10, 11, 12. It's 8. So your Central Titan then begins to open up. Your second Titan. The Titan is the units, right? Is the guys that you send to go marching. in here is my Titan, my whole team. 3 of those heroes in one of the Titans, they are all here. So that's what we call a Titan. That's a Titan, all right? So the central Titan here is the second Titan, that a ship that is able to put your heroes together with their units or soldiers. That's what they call a Titan, just in case you're not sure what I mean by Titan. All right, so policy, let's go back here. Policy. When you begin the game, as your central Titan opens up and you begin to have a policy, please don't be like me. Don't change from armored plunder. Use armored plunder. Don't really go for advanced economy. At first, I actually deleted the whole thing. I thought you would be able to keep your the effects of the plunder as in when you change to a different policy, but you don't get to keep the effects. What you get to keep is only like basically the power. It's more the power is what you get. But so point number 6 here on the brackets, it says but your power and population cap won't change. You see, so when you change your policy from plunder to advanced economy, the only thing that won't change is the power you get, you have, and the cap you have from the economy or the policy you had before. So in terms of an advanced economy, which economy did I go for? Just in case you're like, I want to go for an advance from early game and build up resources, because an advanced economy policy strictly helps with your resources. First one, gathering armies load capacity and increases your load. This will buff up that particular gathering, the gathering of your team. And imagine if you have all tanks, you have opened up the mountain mover, so you're already having buffs, and then already you have a capacity load, so it increases your load, so your troops can gather even more resources out there. And then I went for anti-gravity levitation. Marching speed of gathering armies is plus 5%. So your mountain mover gives them marching speed, your tanks have a marching fast towards gathering. All right, so that's the idea here. Ideology number 2 is marching speed of gathering armies increased by 30%. And then I went for instant teleportation. This is gathering speed, so as they gather faster on the resource tiles. City resource production, increase my resource production, very key. And then extra hero XP items from jungling. This will help me to, if I get a new hero, I can quickly max up their XP and so on and so forth. And then the last one, fourth one is gathering armies attack and gathering armies defense. Just in case they are attacked at the tile, they can defend themselves. And then extra origin items from jungling. Very important. Basically, when you are jungling, you're getting 200 origins per jungle. So whether you're jungling, you get jungling food, jungling prior stones, Cohegan, whatever, you will at the end there will be origins that you would get 200 origins, and then you can actually have 200 times 5, 200 times 1, 200 times 10, depending on whatever the game feels like keeping you at the time. All right, and then gathering speed 100%. This is the last ideology. And energy surge is instant harvest capacity plus 5%. Instant harvest capacity. This would be this. So if we just go back here and get these, so come here and then the fruit one. I believe that's your instant harvest capacity, because that instantly harvests whatever is in there. Alright, so it increases that capacity there. Anyway, yeah, so you can go for that. That's what I'm using currently for my advanced economy policy. Alright, But why I say keep the plunder, keep armored plunder, why? First one, it's a marching speed. Then go for resurrection. No, not resurrection. Go for XP from jungling. It will increase your XP, make your heroes level up much quicker. Alright? Remember, the advanced economy gives you XP items, but the plunder gives you XP in jungling. Alright? So it'll help your heroes level up much quicker. Ideology 2, Ideology 2, death converts severely wounded raiding enemy cities. Alright, so deaths converted to severely wounded when raiding enemy cities is plus 40%. Alright, severely wounded units, they go to I think you can heal them. Injured, heal. Severely wounded, heal. Dead, need to resurrect them. Yeah, need to resurrect them. Alright, so let's go there quick. So here in your hospital, that's where you heal. And then this guy next door here, particle reassemble. This is where you would reassemble fallen units. The particular reassemble can revive units killed in battle. After battle, units they meet condition will be set here to revive those units. And then let me just quickly check here. Hospital treats wounded units due to cruel nature of modern war. Yeah, I think they train like severely wounded units. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so the dead ones go here, and then you have to research them. All right, sort of, yeah, kind of like research. It takes time for them to be revived. If you guys are familiar with these games, you would understand that it's kind of like your gulag. Yeah, all right, so back to the policy. All right, back to the policy. Where we at? Back to the policy. So use plunder, use armored plunder, ideology 2, and then click on the marching raiding armies, marching speed when supporting, marching speed of our raiding armies. No, you go for this marching speed of jungling armies. So when they're going to jungle, they jungle quicker. So the faster they move in jungling, the more XP your heroes are getting. All right, that's the whole idea. And then come here, healing speed, reduce damage received jungling, army load capacity when plundering cities, army attack when supporting allies. I would recommend you go for addictive plundering, because plundering is basically for when you attack other cities, all right, other bases, PvP. So it's not necessarily built for jungling, or okay, it has jungling elements, but the idea is for plundering. So when you're plundering, so this plundering capacity, increase that is very important. If you're plundering, if you're having an armored plunder policy, it means you are not getting much resources from your production, or you don't have a buffer in your productions, and you are not getting enough capacity when gathering. So you need to fight for resources. All right, so the more resources you can get from looting or plundering, the better. All right, so your healing speed is increased. You have a lot of capacity load from when you are attacking other players. All right, raiding armies attack and raiding armies defense, you get that. And then jungling armies health, no. This one, golden devil, begin with this one. All right, once the it doesn't start, actually it starts with the first one. So it starts with your healing XP jungling. Yeah, the second one you should go for is that golden thing. Where is it? Golden devil. All right, go for this golden devil. This guy, origin gained from plundering cities. This guy gets origin for you from cities, from other players. All right, so when you hit their cities, you can plunder even origin. Now the reason why I went to this policy is because I want to touch on this particular resource called origin. Now while I'm here, origin is a resource which you only produce in your city. You only produce, you don't gather it. It's not gathered. There's no gathering tower for origins. It is only produced in your city, and it's jungled. In jungling, you can jungle for origins, and then you can plunder Origems. And then of course there's tasks that you can do that gives you, awards you Origems. And then, because I'm here, might as well show you this. Then there is this guy here. In Galactic Harbor, you can actually buy, using your other resources, Origems. This is one of the efficient ways. Like, this is because you get a lot of this. You definitely you produce more of these resources in your city. That's number one. And then if you're smart about things, you can actually plan in terms of what resources you can gather. I'll show you that. We'll dive into that. So normally that's how I buy things. I normally leave the ones below. It's okay. I just want Origems. That's number one, where you can get Origems. Or not number one, but this is one of the places that you can get Origems. And then there's this other one. Metros. Here on your task, go to Metropolis. Here on your Metropolis, these guys, they go and gather resources. They gather story credits. They gather XP for your heroes, and they gather 200 Origem. So this is the only place where you would, quote unquote, gather Origems on your Metropolis. They take about 5, depending on how big the loot is for the Origems that are going to be gathered, and then they bring that back. So 200 times 27, 200 times 36 of all those Origems that are going to be kicking in now within an hour. All right, and you get like about what, 6, 7, maybe 8 of these. There's a lot of them. So the other guys are already done. They are done. I'm just waiting for these last two. Once they kick in, I spent a 50 Talac. Is it Talac? Talac. That's the game currency. I spent 50 Talac on that, and after that, I resend the guys. I don't wait for the refresher time, and then I just resend them. Oh, got 6,000 Talac. All right. Okay, while I'm here on 6,000, let me just move quickly and go to VIP. Go to VIP. I'm on VIP 7. Remember, I'm not spending. I'm not buying anything. So what I do is go here and I spend 500, maybe 1,000. Like right now, I normally play between 2 and 3 Talac, and there I spend like 500 and so forth. Now, because I have 6.9, I can easily spend 1,000, then spend 500. I'm good. The 300 there, I'm gonna use for boosting my gathering resources here. Gathering acceleration. It costs 300 Talac, and then it gives you gathering speed by 20% for the next 8 hours. So they actually gather resources much faster and come back with that great loot. All right, this will help you to quickly get the resources into the city while you are producing a lot of resources as well. So really, advanced economy policy seems to be good when you are actually getting higher up the stake, because what I've noted is that you find it hard to find players that have really good resources in their city. Remember, you have to attack cities that are below your city. 1, 2, they have to be outside of an alliance to avoid any alliance clash and stuff like that. So in most cases, you'll aim for that. All right, and then if you are really in a good guild like I have, you can then speak to your leaders, and they will advise which particular alliance can be attacked, and to try and see if we can gather resources, which is what is being discussed now, like currently here. Anyway, we're not into that. So yeah, so advanced economy policy, I think you should start looking into it once you get to like 14, 15 maybe. You need to just try and tap that in. Again, make sure you prioritize your Titan pots. Titan pots, they help a lot to buff up that particular capacities and speed and stuff like that. And again, remember, train tier 2 tanks. They have a lot of capacity and they move fast. All right. And then back to now the policy again for plunder. All right, so Golden Devil gives you 10% of the origin in the city you are plundering. Helps in the early game, right at level 8. I think at level 8, that's when the your shield, free shield, sort of flags off, and then you can just hit as much cities as you can. At that point, you might not be in a clan. I'd suggest you don't be in a clan until maybe like 10, unless if you have a good invitation from one of the top 3s, then like I did, like I really was I was really lucky there that I got an invite, and then I was already in a top 3. So yeah, if not, once that shield goes off, try and look for players, whether they are in a clan or outside of a clan. I would suggest you avoid the ones that are in a clan, because you don't want people to retaliate while you are off sleeping, right? You want to find someone that is within your limit or lower, because remember, you're training a lot of troops, so you should be able to sort of be, you know, attacking much faster, especially if you're researching. All right, if you push your research quite well, then they will do well in battle. You get a lot of resources, and then you can use that. And then as for number 5, armies load capacity when plundering cities. Very important. Jungling armies fuel consumption, railing armies damage. Yeah, I'll go for jungling armies fuel consumption. Minus 10 of that consumption will help you a lot. That means you get to jungle quite a lot, or at least come back to jungling quite faster. All right, so those are your tips for policies, VIP, training, heroes, and stuff like that in this particular game, which has helped me. Most of them have helped me to get where I am now. And maybe if I can close off with the final one, is, like I said, boost up your gathering and then increase your production in your city. All right, I spend like 70 Talac every day. 70, I spend like 3 times in the evening when I'm sleeping. When I wake up, the thing is out, and then I run it again, and then midday the whole production is now orange, full of capacity, and then I pick up, redo, push. I do about 4 to 5 times of this. It helps. And as you can see, oh yeah, I've got like 7 hours, 8 hours on this thing running. All right, so that's how much. 2 hours, 3 hours it tops. All right, so push that, and then push your gathering thing as well. All right, but I do that once each time they come back. Like when they come back after some time, I then can push. All right, and then can push the gathering thing. So as you can see now, I'm busy with going to actually I can actually pop this out. Actually, I'm busy with base 17. Nothing much. I'm not sure what's in there. Let me see. Does it tell you? It tells you. It tells you back then when you're about to start. Yeah, I'm busy with that. I'm going to pop that now soon, and my power is going to increase. So in my clan, they have changed the ratings now. The R, ratings. So each one on crawlers here, it's 5 and down. All right, so 5k down, and then from here it's 6k up. And then in the court, obviously you have to be selected by the court based on whatever the criteria is. But yeah, here you are selected here. But to be in the walker or tier or R or R3, you have to have 6 million power and so forth. Yeah, so I'm about to get there. It's not that far away. And yeah, all right, so lastly, jungling. Now these things here, this is your intelligence. All right, these vehicle tiles here, they go and they save some strangers, and then they become your units. So it boosts your units, so you can do that. But the mistake that I did here was that I had pushed my jungling level higher, and where that costs me is in healing. So what am I saying? I'm saying these animals here, these Astras out here, this is the Scrabbler, this is the one you attack for Origin. All right, yeah, I can't show you. Okay, but you get your resources. This is everything that you get within there, and then the Origin that you get depends. You can get like 27, 38, depends, round about there, especially on 15. Gets higher per level. So on 21, the Astra is very strong. So you do get your Origin, or you get your Cohegan, whatever, like this guy here. This is for food. The Kalpa, this is for your, if you want to gather mega fruits. Okay, so I attack this guy, and he gives me like 187, let's say 190k worth of food. And then for healing my Titans, have done the jungling, it's gonna cost me, let's say it cost me 170. All right, so that's 180 that I've received from jungling, and then I'm going to heal for 170 for 4 hours. You know, so I made 10k fruit, and then the guys will be healing for 4. No, it's not right. Okay, don't do that. So what I normally attack, even at my level, I can attack 21, I can attack 22, I can attack maybe about 23 or so. I'm not sure, somewhere there. So what I do is I attack like 15, 16, 17, right, 18, maybe 19. But I normally play at 15, 16, 17, 15, 16, 17. I play normally there. I get a decent amount of resources from jungling, a decent amount of XP, and then what it does is that I spend less resources in healing and less time. Okay, so do that. So I avoid these guys, and if I do go to them, I'll do it like later in the day, and I'm gonna use like one Titan. He's just gonna go out there. He's just gonna go out there and do his thing, and then from there, we call it a day. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So you can play the game. That's me playing it without spending too much. Oh, lastly, in terms of resources and jungling, what I do is I jungle Scrabblers to give me Origins and Aetherion and Aetherion. Those are the guys that I normally jungle. So I spend a lot of my fuel jungling these two, and then I spend a lot of my time gathering the Pyostone, the Cohegan, and the food. That's how I roll. All right, that's how I roll. So the more Origin you have, the better, because you need that for training some other heroes. You need that for upgrading, particularly for upgrading and researching. All right, so yeah, people are buying, man. You know, there's a lot of events in the game. All right, there's a lot of events, and they have a calendar, which is nice. You know what's up, you know, and they have a time right up here. You can actually see the UTC, and then in your guild you work with UTC. So each time you guys say let's meet, you meet at 21 UTC, so everyone would know the same time that they need to actually gather together for a particular alliance event. All right, that's it for me, guys. This is Lawyer, yours truly. It has been forthcoming. Nexus War, it's horizontal. I don't like that. I hope it was vertical, but you know, you work with what you have. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Please leave a comment if you want to, you know, have some more tips in this particular game. But I think that's it, man. I've covered everything. But if you're not sure, yeah, just go back the clip. I'm about to cover other games. Yeah. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Yours truly. I'm out. Aye.